Hello, Carl Cox. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
So I just want to say what a privilege it is to be chatting to you today. I know all my friends would be super jealous that I am having the chats with you. So it's been about 10 years since you were on our Emerald Isles. Do you remember that gig back in the Red Box?
I actually do, you know. I mean, the thing is, they've always been unforgettable every time I played here, and everyone really kind of misses the time that I don't play here, and they're screaming at me, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? So I had no choice to come back at this time. But yeah, every time I played there, it was always magical, really.
Yeah, bigger and better this time out now.
Yeah, slightly. I mean, I just looked out here now in this castle, and it is phenomenal, yeah. Really great response.
Also, so you had an immensely successful career, residency, should I say, in space. 15 years, like a whopping 15 years, from 2001 to 2016. Yeah. Is there a special memory or something that like really sticks out for you, or a DJ or something you will always remember from that time?
I think probably the first time I played there, where Pepe, who owns the club, and Fritz, who was managing the club at the time, where they basically saw who I actually was as a guy that was playing for them, but they saw a bit more from me as a person. And when they came to me afterwards to say that, would you like to be one of our residents at the club? I mean, there was no UK DJ that was asked to do that. I was the very first one. So I really have a great affinity with the club and what it stands for. And then I think probably that time, and the other time is when we actually played the Terrace for the first time in 1996, and we had Radio 1. Actually, it was an after party for Radio 1, and the Terrace was born after we basically took the decks from behind the bar, we put them into the kind of dance floor area of the Terrace on a wallpaper-based table, and then we got a flag from space, we put it on behind us, sort of thing, and we turned the speakers down on the dance floor, and 1,000 people turned up.
Amazing!
It was absolutely nuts, yeah.
God, I would have been loved to have been there. So come here. So from finishing up at space, what is happening with your newfound time? Is it like family, friends, studio time, or just chilling out?
It's definitely not just chilling out.
I wouldn't think so.
No. To be honest, I mean, I run my own kind of motorsport team called Carl Cox Motorsport, running sidecars and motorcycles. I actually do a bit of racing myself, drag racing and hill climb racing and stuff. So I feel like
man of many talents.
Yeah, well, you know, I try. I'm still here. So I think the talent is still being here, I think. But I have fun doing that, yeah.
Well, has motocross always been something that you've been really into?
I have, yeah. I mean, I've always, from a child, I've always been kind of erratic on push bikes.
The best of us are.
And jumps, and trying to jump as high as you can, and trying to go as fast as I can. I've always been into it. I love my cars and I love my motorcycles.
So I read a little article just a couple of days ago that you're thinking about bringing back space. Is this true? And can I get a ticket in, please?
Yes, it's very true, and of course we will be invited. Well, once I know where I'm going to make this, but you know what, I lost my home. I need to build a new one. I have to. I don't think there's anyone else that can do it. I spoke to Pepe. He's really into the fact that I want to do this on the behalf of him and leave a legacy, because he's now 82, 83 years old now. If I take over the reins of what he's has done, and then to bring it back on the island, because at the moment it has a massive hole there, and that hole is space. It needs to be filled again. And so only the other day where I was thinking about telling people about what I would like to do, and then it came out.
Yeah, it snowballed. It snowballed.
It really has, yeah.
So come here, also going back to now Ibiza, you did a couple of series, little parties over the summer, the one night stand parties. Is there a chance of branding that out outside of Ibiza, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think what's really nice about it is that the idea is that we just make the party. So whether the music is underground, overground, whether it's techno, drum and bass, whatever, the idea is that we have a really great time based on our ethos of what we created in Ibiza. So the one night stand parties really is to kind of turn it into the parties that I really want people to have in that club or that area. And it worked really well in Ibiza this year, especially DC10. weekend was just phenomenal. Absolutely.
There's no slowing you down, is there?
No, I know. I was thinking to myself, I really do need a holiday, you know, and here I am.
Well, come here. Back in the day, you also opened up the nightclub Shoom in the 80s, 90s, is that right?
Yeah.
How relevant and how important was that night to the club scene to where we are today?
Well, the thing was about Shoom, it was Danny Rampling's kind of ideal of bringing that style of music to London. And I remember it really vividly because at the time, Danny came to me when I was playing another nightclub, playing house music and techno music from the 80s. And he really wanted me to be a part of what he believed was something that was fresh, exciting, interesting, futuristic. So I was like, yes, I'm there. I'll get into that. But also, I had a sound system, so it was good that I had a sound system, put that in, and DJ'd at the same time. And the thing is that about the fitness centre where it was in Southwark Street, it was just a fitness centre. It was, I remember going down down the stairs, and it had all these, machines and balls and all the sorts of things in there.
We're getting real turbo.
Yeah, and they were like getting hold of them and throwing them out the back. And it was just a room, and they put all the banners in around and black light and stuff and smoke machine, and that was it. We let everyone in, and they just jacked to the sound of the underground for the whole day, for the whole duration.
That is amazing. So, you play live sets, and that is what is your thing and what makes you so amazing. But has there ever been, that one time, and you can read a crowd really well, but is there ever one time that the crowd wasn't feeling it, or it just wasn't happening? How do you bring them back?
Well, I was actually quite challenged in some ways in Sète in France, and I actually did a funk and soul and disco party in the beach in Sète, about 8,000 people with Giles Peterson, and it was amazing. It worked really well. And then I went back 2 years later to do the same thing, and as I was playing the same kind of set, and no one danced. Three people were going, "This is amazing. This is really eclectic." And I'm thinking, why are they dancing? So I stopped the music, and I said in my French accent, a terrible English French accent, I said, "What music do you want to hear?" And they said, and they shouted at me, "House music." And I went, "House music?" They went, "Yeah." I said, "Techno music?" They went, "Yeah." I went, "Oh, well, there you go then."
And that was it.
I'll just change it, and then they want to be fun and happy. So yeah, stop the music, find out what they want, and then if that's what they want, then I'll play that.
Well, fair play. How would you go about prepping for a set like today?
It's a bit difficult with something like here because they're quite young. So even if I played a record from 10 years ago, they're gonna know it's fresh. So, but also I can't lose my own integrity of the music that I'm known for playing. Yeah. So I'm not going to be that easy on them.
Yes.
But I will
always introduce them to new stuff, isn't it?
But I will introduce them into what the music is today and around with it, and a few classics what got me here in the first place.
Brilliant. From a man of your wisdom, building a team for success, it's all about teamwork, and teamwork makes the dream work, as we say. But is there any traits when you're working with people and in business that you look for, going forward? Yeah,
most of it is passion, and how they feel about their position and doing what they do. Because when I started DJing myself, it wasn't about building an empire in any way, shape or form. It wasn't about being number one DJ or being known worldwide. I just loved doing what I do with a vengeance in some ways. I want you to hear this amazing tune and share the love of the music in that way. And if you've got a good family of people who also feel the same way, and then they're the ones that are going to be with you forevermore. My tour manager, Ian, he's been with me for the last 20 years. And I don't pay him at all. He just does it for the love.
Just loves hanging out with you.
That's right. No, baby, he gets paid.
But come here, look, I wish you all the best later on today, and thank you so much for coming back. And lovely to meet you.
You too, thank you. And it's not raining.
I know. It's on your side. It's on your side.
It's beautiful. Thank you.